Hi, this is Randy Hilgers, and what I want to show you is how to install Windows 8.1, the new pre-release on Windows 8.0. And what we're going to do is we're going to create it in a virtual machine using Hyper-V. So you just go to a browser and you look for download Windows 8.1. You know, have to be careful, you only get it from Microsoft.com. So if we click there and scroll down the list there, this will show us what's new. And then we can click on Get It Now. And then decide which one you need. I'm going to download the 64-bit. You could download the 32-bit if you wanted to. So you just click on download, and then it took me about 45 minutes on my network connection. Also note here is the product key. So after we download that, let's do a Control-C to copy that. And we'll paste it into a text file so we have a copy of it. Okay. So I've already downloaded it, and my copy is over here on my H drive. The next thing that we want to do is we want to run the Hyper-V manager, and we have 16 videos that we've created on YouTube that talk about setting up Hyper-V manager. So if you need to learn how to do that, just run one of our videos. At 3, 2, 1, learn is our user ID on YouTube. So I'm just going to run the Hyper-V manager. And when that comes up, you can see all of the different virtual machines we've set up before in the past. So in our different lessons on YouTube. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to Actions where it says New, and I'm going to click on Virtual Machine, and it'll come up with the wizard. I'm going to choose that. We're going to call this WINDOWS 8.1, and we're going to put this on our H drive because that's where we have been putting all of our directories. Let's create a new folder. We'll call it 8.1. Select the folder. I'm going to choose next. How much memory do we want to give it? Let's give it to 2000 meg. So really 2 gig. And then we'll do connect to the internet, and that looks fine. I think that's probably too big. Let's turn the size of that down to 40 gig should be enough. Okay. And now we're going to install the ISO that we downloaded. So we're going to choose that. We're going to choose ISO image. We're going to browse for it. It's on the H drive. We're going to sort it by date modified. It's a Windows Blue client. So we're going to open that up. Then we're going to choose next. We're going to choose finish here. Now when I start this, see right now it's turned off, I will right mouse button click on it. I'm going to connect to it. Once I do that, it'll start installing. So we have to start this now. So it's starting up the virtual machine, and it's going to run the ISO. Okay, it says here we have a memory error. So what we're going to do is we're going to close that. We'll come back here and we'll find it again. Let's go back to this and do settings. I did a right mouse button click there, and we'll do 4 meg on this too, or 4 gig, and we'll apply that. Now we'll go back to, and we'll start this up. Right mouse button click, and we can just do a start. And that's what it looks like when it's booting up. So this is the 8.1 screen. And it's asking us some questions here. Let me scroll down the screen a little bit. We can do next, install now. So now it's booting off of the ISO that's out there, and it's going to install itself. Now it's going to ask me for the key, and remember we put the key on the desktop. F. Okay, see if that works. Now normally you don't want to install that and tell everybody what your key is, but in this case I think everybody has the same key. So we're going to do a custom install. Let's see, install, keep files and folders. Since we've never installed anything before, we're not updating. So we'll do the custom install. And we'll choose next there. Now we did the custom install because we created a brand new instance. So it's got no data on it. But if we wanted to upgrade our operating system, we could. But usually what I do is I create a virtual machine, test it. If I like it, then I can basically take my operating system, create a virtual machine, install some software, test it again, make sure that everything works fine, and then upgrade my machine. So because this is a pre-release version, I want to test it in the virtual machine before I actually use it. And what I'm going to do is pause the video so we don't have to wait. Now it needed to reboot after it finished installing, and now it's rebooting itself. It's a cool little logo there, a little start screen. Okay, setup is similar. We'll call this and we'll just take the Express settings. Now again, we're doing a fresh install. So if you were upgrading, and I probably wouldn't upgrade until the official release comes out. So we'll use our regular account that we use. I'll say can't do this right now because we're setting it up in a virtual machine. But what that means is if somebody hacks into your account, it'll text you and say, "Are you sure you want to change your password?" Or it'll send you an email that says, "Someone's trying to change your password." Let's see, we'll double check here and we'll just say next. I use SkyDrive. It's pretty cool. I have a Windows phone and a Windows tablet and a Windows computer, and I can take pictures on my tablet or take pictures on my phone, and that saves them up to SkyDrive, and then when I get back to the office I can see them on my desktop. So it's pretty cool. Also, I was kind of surprised that you can run Xbox games on a Windows tablet. They're not the great games, but it's you can certainly run some pretty cool games on a slow, relatively slow, because I have an Acer tablet. My tablet was $399, and it has the dual core Atom processor, which is one of the slower processors, but games seem to run fine, so maybe the slower Atom processor is the same speed as the old Xbox 360 processor. So anyways, I was pleasantly surprised at how well everything ran. My Windows Phone, I have the cheap, I think it was $144 no contract phone from T-Mobile, and it's a great phone. It's the Nokia 521. It doesn't take 41 megapixels, but it does do a very good job taking, I don't know what it is, 8 megapixels or 5 megapixels. It does a great job taking pictures in low light. It's a really nice little phone to have. This is the new Windows 8.1, so that's what it looks like. Now you can have a square. This is a new one. I haven't seen the square before. We've seen the rectangle, we've seen the little squares, and then the small squares like you'd have on your phone. You can have those kind. So I'm sure you just right mouse button, click on them. Give me down here on the bottom. Resize. So now it'll probably step through, large, wide, medium. So it's a medium. Medium is a small one. Wide is the wide one. Small is a small one, which you can see. And large is how it was before. So let's go to our desktop. Supposedly our, oops. Now we click on desktop and we'll go to desktop. So here's the new start menu. Let's see what it looks like. How it just... Wow, big deal. Yeah, that's silly. So it's not quite like... can we right mouse button click on it? We can right mouse button click on it. So I thought it might be like the Windows 7 start menu, and actually it's not. It's just like typing the Windows key on the keyboard, or it's, we can go back to it again, the Windows key and the D for the desktop. And come over here to this corner and, get to it the same way. So it's not exactly what I was expecting. So we'll have to play around with this and see exactly why it's different and what's changed. Supposedly the file manager's supposed to be different. Let's take a look at that. It might be opening up slightly different than it used to, but kind of looks the same. I think I'll have to compare these side by side. Actually, we can compare them side by side now. Let's see how that one opens. So it just opens up kind of in a different view. We got a lot more options here, but that's probably because we've selected stuff. Let me kill these. Let me close them all. And then I'll open up a brand new one. Okay, so when I open a brand new one, it's similar. Home, share, and view. So share is missing. It says the PC, which is interesting. We can click on desktop there. Compare desktop. So it's coming up more in icons. Now this is an interesting thing to point out. If I'm using a tablet, icons are a lot easier to click on with your finger. The way that this is listed here is hard to click on it with your finger, or if you have a touch screen. But again, you can fix that. Let me stretch that out. You can fix that by going to view and just changing the way that it lists out. I like to see details because I usually like to figure out the dates of the files. But if you're going to use your finger, you probably want icons instead. So anyways, we'll create some videos and throw them up and let you guys see how they work. I'm going to go and shut this down. I can just come here to settings, and we're going to power it, and we'll shut it down. Again, this is a virtual machine. We can also connect to it, and we have a couple of videos to show you how to connect to it. So you can remote desktop into your virtual machine, and you can use it just like it's loaded on your machine. So I have some videos for that.